Hello, beloved. I thank you so much for your time and I thank you for joining me on the Prophetic Vessel Show. This will be your message from God, Ra, Allah, Source, the Divine. I'm grateful for your time. If you're keen or interested in becoming a member of my Patreon, on my Patreon, I do offer weekly sign readings for $10 per month based on love as well as spiritual path. I also offer on my Patreon personal readings for $50 per month. You get a personal reading from me every month based on love, spiritual path, career, and finances, as well as ancestral messages. I also now offer one-on-one sessions / life coach sessions. Those will be once off and not monthly. You can only book me for those directly via my email, which will be listed in my description box below, as well as the link to my Patreon. If you'd rather join my Patreon instead, you can also join my Patreon by typing what is on the screen via Google, search it, and it'll lead you to my Patreon website. Without further ado, let us tap in and find out, why were you spiritually led here? What is here for you, beloved? Why did you resonate with the title? And why did your own YouTube algorithm present you with this message? Let us tap in and talk to God. I'm smelling milk and honey. Okay, milk and honey. So I feel like milk and honey is an idiom of providence, more like saying, oh, I'm awaiting my milk and honey, or I'm in my milk and honey era. It's like an era of your life, a chapter of your life where blessings are going to begin to unravel themselves in your reality. And a blessing doesn't have to be of material substance. It can be emotional. Emotional healing can be a blessing. Mental stability can be a blessing. Physical health can be a blessing. Any form of abundance is tied to that, right? The blessing. And I feel like there's blessings that are slowly unraveling themselves in your life. The relationship that you have with yourself, that could also be a blessing. It's like a lot of blessings. God is wanting you to broaden your horizons and your thoughts and your emotions when I say, milk and honey. Justice. Yo, there's something coming in for you here. Justice is like things just in alignment, balance, harmony, 222 energy. It's like you're right where you need to be. So the way things of your life are going to go is in a righteous providence. And this has nothing to do with being holy. When I say righteous, righteous providence is, if you're in purpose, in North Node, in destiny, then you're bound to where you are headed, right? And what's to come based on where you are headed is a part of the journey. And you are bound to your blessings. You're not bound to any darkness. You're not bound to any witchcraft, voodoo, black magic. You're not bound to any satanic Luciferian spirit. You're not bound to any thought and emotion that takes away from you. You're bound to blessings. We have the King of Pentacles reversed to the Strength reversed. You let go of your ego. You healed off your ego, or you're working on healing it off. Where every day you're working on being modest and humble, genuine and true, and sincere. Because ego doesn't give you room for that. Ego is just ego. But when you eliminate it from your reality and have a relationship with yourself that is not based on ego, you can reach new heights within yourself. It's like an analogy, a reference point, a case study, an example. It's like dating someone and then breaking up with them, and then somebody else dates that person, right? That's You're two different people, two different energies, two different minds, two different hearts, two different bodies, two different everything. So the experiences that each of you offer to that person will never be the same. So what I'm getting from that is, coming back to the generalization of this message, let's look at that analogy, reference point, case study, and example as a way of understanding a concept of life, which is change. If you change within yourself, the way you feel and think about yourself changes. So the way you're going to show up in your world, your life, and your reality is not going to be the same. You could have dated whoever back then, but that person will never be in your energy right now, because you will never be who you used to be. And who you used to be is not a definite version of you. It's just who you were as you're figuring yourself out. And as you got closer to doing so, you became more of what you were. And you completely transformed to the point where who you were is not even in your own mind, because that person has been laid to rest with love as your evolution has stepped in, and your elevation and ascension has taken you to newer heights. The sun is something you can't see. Sometimes you can't even look at it. It's like new heights, like places within yourself that you never thought you'd be able to reach mentally and emotionally. I'm being brought back to that analogy, that reference point, that case study, that example about dating someone. It will not be the same. Just because someone dates someone you dated, they will never have the same experience, because you're not the same person as they are. This is to say that, I'm feeling really hot, you guys. This is to say that even in life, where there's changes that we experience in our own identity, the changes that we allow ourselves to flow with, it will show in the way we become. That's why even being with another person is not going to be what it used to be for you back then. You might have had a different mindset or an emotional understanding of what dating is, or who you were and what you were on, and what your environment and your influences of life were. And that's not the case right now, because of change. And not just about relationships, but about the relationship you have with life. I just used relationships as an analogy, a reference point, a case study, an example to help you understand what I'm trying to say. So the sun coming out here is confirmation that you're on the right path. You have good direction. Yeah, speaking of, Two of Wands, you've made decisions and choices that are in alignment with a bright future. And that's what's coming for you, beloved. A lot of bright things, bright days, bright thoughts, bright emotions, bright spirits, brightness. Enough of you feeling anything less than a high vibration, a high frequency, a high wavelength. Enough with you never feeling anything outside of positivity. You've worked on yourself enough to get to this point within yourself and your world. So congratulations to you, beloved. Congratulations to you. You got here. We have the Ace of Pentacles. You built this for yourself. You built your mind. You built your heart. You built your spirit. You built your body. You built your life, your world, your reality. And because of that, what's coming in for you is justice. You have so many people right now that don't even know who they are. You have so many people right now that have no clue what they're even doing in life. Blessed be you that has purpose and destiny. Blessed be you that is in your north node and your calling. Blessed be you that you know where you're headed and who you are. It's truly a blessing to be in your position with the Emperor. The Emperor energy is position. Position. Where has God placed you in your reality? He has given you all you need to equip yourself as you have. Your experiences of life, your daily basis reality has given you all you need in order for you to be who you are. And God has given you those daily basis experiences in your reality. He is a part of you. He is made in your image as you are in His. So because of that, gone are those days where you look down on yourself for things you're not proud of. Gone are those days where there's memories or flashbacks that hit you in moments when you're supposed to be at your happiest, or at least trying to be. Gone are those days where anyone can come into your reality and take you out of your own element. Because blessed is you that has found God in you. Because He'll fill you up. You'll never need of anything inside of you. You'll be full and your cup will run over. We have the Four of Pentacles. So God wants you to let loose, right? Give yourself time and be gentle as you allow yourself to let loose. Release, let go, cleanse, and move on from all that you are trying to leave behind. It's not to say it will immediately happen. It's to say that when it hits you, that trigger, that thought, that emotion, that person, that situation, that environment, that flashback, you'll be able to take yourself out of it because you would have already established where you stand with that. Your position. It's not the fact that you have that negative thought that comes, or emotion, or person, or environment, or situation, or flashback, or circumstance. Just because it exists, it doesn't mean it has power. It just is what it is. You just need to know where you stand with it. Oh, I'm still healing. It's okay. I won't allow it to get to me. It's okay to speak things like that for yourself, in yourself, through yourself. Say it. I'm still healing. I'm still healing. And as you heal, beloved, you'll realize that there was nothing of the past that was ever worth you. You just didn't know you yet. No one of the past was worth you. You just didn't know you yet. And God is about to take you to your knowing. You're about to dive head first into your awakenings that will raise you up as the queen and king you are, in the mighty name of Jesus. We have the Tower reversed to the Ten of Wands. You've walked this path. Like I said, you built this. Don't feel like it's going to be broken. Anything God builds through another will stand the test of time. So no matter what you're facing right now, whatever you're still healing from, in time, it won't exist. So the next time you experience whatever you're still healing from, understand what it is. Oh, this trigger won't mean anything to me in time. No matter how long it takes, I deserve to be patient with myself because I didn't do that to me. I didn't ask for pain. I didn't put myself in a position for what happened to me to happen to me. Now I'm in a different position. I can allow myself to heal from what once was by understanding that just because that happened to me, it's not who I am. I'm not the trauma. You're not the trauma. You're not the pain. You're not the triggers. You're not anything outside of your highness, your majesty, and a person who's just going through life for the first time. It's okay. It's okay. Let's tap in further to the energy. As long as you're not hurting anybody or meaning to, as long as you're not showing up in anyone's reality with harm or negative intentions or impurity or low vibration frequency and wavelength. Because if you do show up like that, that's what you'll attract for yourself, because that's the energy you're putting out to the world. And people are energy. People are vibration. People are wavelength. People are frequency. Someone can be a beacon of light and someone else can be a beacon of darkness. Someone can be a beacon of jealousy and someone else can be a beacon of envy. Someone else can be a beacon of humbleness and tranquility. And someone else can be a beacon of ego and arrogance. We all choose what we vibrate on. We choose our frequency and wavelength, and the decisions and choices that we make get us to the position that we are right now in our lives. If you're hateful and jealous, what do you expect to happen to you? If you're envious and prideful and negative and arrogant and ignorant, what do you expect from life? It's time we raise the vibration. It's time we do better. And you have done that for yourself. And that's why your reality is all milk and honey. What's about to be. That's what's unraveling in your life. A lot of blessings. Let's see. What else is in the energy? Look at that. Oh my God. It's like you're about to make a hater man with this. Four of Pentacles to the Ace of Pentacles. You're being called to not reveal your happiness to the world. Live in it. Because you already know, because we've already established, people can be beacons of whatever they're beacons of. And you coming through with your own vibration, frequency, and wavelength, not knowing how it's interfering with another person's vibration, frequency, and wavelength. At this time, you're being called to withhold any good news that you are having in your life. Don't share. It's not about, oh, you need to work on yourself, you're oversharing. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying don't share. Because people are going through their own things and they'll project their own things onto yours. If you already have people in your reality that love you and care for you genuinely and sincerely, blessed be you because you have them to share with. But in general, do not wear your happiness on your sleeve in other people's faces, because you attract unnecessary things, because it'll come off to them like you boasting and flexing and, you know, portraying an image or character or whatever. They won't know because they're not in your milk and honey. It's yours, honey. It's you. So don't think others will get it. Back to that thing where it's like dating someone. That person can date you and then dates another person, but never forget you, even with the relationship they have with another, because of who you were to them. It's not about ass and tits or your deep print. It's about your heart and your mind and your energy and how you can change someone's life with your words and how you can heal and help someone see who they are. You're valuable. You matter. You're a beacon of love. So love yourself enough to not give insight to anyone about what you have and who you are and what you got going on. Even if they ask, why the hell do you care? Your perception of who I am doesn't define me. There are people that want others to know what they're doing and they base their life off of that. Oh, you must see me. Look what I'm wearing. Look where I'm going. Look what I'm eating. Look what I'm doing. Look who I'm with. Living for people, living for the things of the world that won't be there when you're alone and have to address yourself. Blessed be you, beloved. Blessed be you. You are blessed, literally. That's what I'm saying. Like, this is the level of blessings that you can't really, like, you gotta like keep quiet. Like you really just live in it. Live in it. And spread it through how you choose to be in life. You don't have to spread your light by telling someone about it. Let them see it for themselves. Let them see the happiness through that smile of yours. Let them see you do you. That's enough. You don't need to speak. So simply put, move in silence at this time. Yeah, bite that tongue. Like, if you're in a situation where you really want to put someone on to something that makes you happy, or you are like girl, I'm so happy, like, bro, I'm happy as like, because people's vibrations and frequencies and wavelengths are not in your milk and honey. Spread light to them by showing them it's possible by just being you. And then they'll catch on if they choose. And if they choose to be a beacon of whatever towards you, that's not your problem. But don't put it in people's face. It's not about people and what they see of you. It's never about that. Are you happy? Are you okay? That's all that matters. You matter. And you're right in your purpose, in your destiny, in your calling, in your North Node. You're right where you need to be in your life, temperance. And you need to chill out, relax. Allow people to go through what they're going through and send them love and healing. But don't put yourself in a position where you're feeling bad about your milk and honey because someone else hasn't reached their own destination. Or they don't have direction. It's not your fault. It's not anyone's fault but theirs. And whatever decisions and choices they've made. You stay in your body. You stay in your mind. You stay in your heart. You stay in your spirit and embrace who you are within that. And other people have their things. What does that have to do with you? You can share your light by being you, and they'll see through you that it's possible. But the yada, 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 look at me, look at that. No. But like I said, if you already have people you're connected to with love, genuine, sincere energy, then of course, those are those who are even in that milk and honey with you. I'm talking about people in general that are not connected to you, or people you don't know like that, people you're not like that with, just people. Don't ever bring anyone into your milk and honey like that, because you have no idea the thoughts that cross people's minds when they hear about how good you're doing, or the emotions they feel. People have their own demons or their own things, and they need exorcisms. And exorcism can happen in different ways. Someone can see you be so much of the light that it brings out the darkness in them to the point where they don't even know what to do with it except convert. Because they see that nothing comes from being dark towards another. But if you would have put it in there, I'm so happy about, they would have felt justified with being the way they were, or that jealousy and envy, hatred, anger, misery. But if you allow them to just see you, do you, and however way they choose to receive it, that'll be their vibration, their wavelength, and their frequency. It's not yours. Yours can help shed light or bring out certain things in people, but that's it. You are not in control. God is. So rest in that, knowing that Allah, Ra, Source, the Divine, is the one in control. He's the one that blessed you with all you have and all you've yet to have, all you've experienced and all you've yet to experience, where you're headed and where you are, what you're doing and what you're going to do. It's God. So if you give God a chance, by staying true to yourself and being of love and light. I'm not saying be holier than thou, most righteous, and you hallelujahing everywhere. God is within you. God can save someone using you. You have no idea, but seeing you trigger this and this and that person for their own betterment or for their own highest good. You saying this and being that in your world, your reality, your life, you have no idea how God can use that to spread his agenda in the world. It's not about the Bible you carrying. It's not about the Bible app in your phone or if you go to church. It's about who you are. You can go to church, read that damn Bible and have the damn Bible app, but you Satan in your spirit. You Luciferian in your spirit. So meaningless that would be if that's the case. But blessed be you because you're true, sincere, and genuine with the love you have for God. Because you have love for yourself. And God will find you in the love because he is love. Whether the love, whether you've done this, said that, gone here, then God doesn't care about that. He cares about the fact that you recognize who you are now. And so that he can cleanse you and vindicate who you were. So that you don't look back at who you were with regret or tears or pain and trauma. Heartache, no, just a smile and saying, you know what, I've come so far and I'm proud of myself. You should be proud of yourself. It was so uncomfortable to be a wounded warrior. It was so painful to be you at some point. Think about it. And if God has gotten you out of that, he'll get you out of anything. You just need to learn to weather and endure what you face. An issue, a problem, a mishap, a turbulence doesn't mean God is not present. It just means you need to learn to speak to him through what you're going through. Learn to call upon him through what you're going through. Like Moses when he parted the Red Sea and everybody looked at him like, you crazy, what you doing parting seas with the freaking staff? Like, he had to believe or he would have drowned. So with the hangman reversed and the nine of wands reversed, it's okay to learn and experience life through what you're learning from yourself and your daily basis experiences and those in your reality world and life. That's what life is about. You need to learn it. Experience it. Love it. Don't do it based on what the world is doing. Do it based on what you want, how you feel, what you want to do, where you see yourself, how you see it. The world is as blind and as lost as it is. And you already see that. We all know. So why follow the blind? Awaken. See with love. So that even when you see what's going on, you empathize with the world because it's already fucked up. It's already fucked up. This was your message from God, Ra, Allah, Source, the Divine. I'm grateful for your time and I thank you so much for joining me on the Prophetic Vessel Show. If you're keen or interested in becoming a member of my Patreon, on my Patreon, I do offer weekly sign readings for $10 per month based on love as well as ancestral lineage readings. I also offer on my Patreon personal readings. For $50 per month, you get a personal reading from me every month based on love, spiritual path, career and finances, as well as ancestral messages. I also now offer one-on-one sessions / life coach sessions. Those will be once off and not monthly. You can only book me for those directly via my email, which will be listed in my description box below, as well as the link to my Patreon if you'd rather join my Patreon instead. You can also join my Patreon by typing what is on the screen via Google, search it, and it'll lead you to my Patreon website. I thank you all for everything, and I will see you all soon. Goodbye.